Good day, everybody. Uh, no matter where you are, anywhere in the world, no matter what time of day it is, I hope that you are having a good day. So today, oh, I'm sorry, Nickie Brown here. For those of you who are seeing me for the first time, my name is Nickie Brown, and so today, to follow up with my astrology 101, I am going to do or read a little bit about Aries. Um, and I'm going to be reading from this book. It's called Zodiac Athena Sun Signs by Athena Star Woman. Now, she has actually passed away, but I just think this is a really good book because it's really simple to understand, and it really is accurate. So I do like to use this book. I've had this book for years. I have the purple edition somewhere. I think my son may have it actually. But it's pretty much the same book, just a different volume. So some of the information is slightly different. The purple one actually came out first. So what I'm going to read to you today is just Aries general. Then I'll also come back and do Aries woman, Aries man, and I'll probably do Aries teenager and child and infant. But I'm not sure about those. I may, because I know that some people will be interested in that as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So if you can see this, okay, it's just telling you that the element of Aries is fire. It's ruled by the planet Mars. The symbol is the ram. The quality is cardinal. The colors, carmine, red, and scarlet. The gem is amethyst, which is very interesting. Their best companions are Leo and Sagittarius. Of course, any signs can get along with one another as long as both parties are willing to, you know, accept each other's differences as they are. Strongest virtues: resilience, loyalty, and daring. Traits to improve: impatience, overreactions, and ability to create unnecessary dramas. Deepest desires: to gain recognition and approval from others. So your deepest desire is to be recognized and approved by others. So you want want to achieve great things and you want other people to know about it, basically. It's kind of what that's saying in a nutshell. So there's that. And here is a list of some of the celebrities who are Aries. So this might be backwards for you, so you might have to turn it the other way. Somehow, I don't know how to do that. I'm not the most tech savvy person, but I play around with things and I figure some stuff out, but some things no. So okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay. What I'm also going to do is show you this chart here. This is going to tell you some of the characteristics of an Aries, what the benefits of those characteristics are, and what the drawbacks of those characteristics are. If you can see that. Okay. So I'm going to read that from this chart first. Okay. Characteristic: adventurous, benefit, get the most out of life. Drawback, live dangerously. Characteristic, aggressive. Benefit, get what you want. Drawback, scare other people away. You know, a lot of people say Aries are mean, and a lot of people say Aquarians are mean too. So I try not to be judgmental or call other people mean, but I do know that a lot of people think Aries are mean. So there's that. So that might be why you're scaring people away. You may not even realize it. You may realize it and not care, or you may not realize it because you may feel as if you're not doing anything wrong because you're operating from your natural self, which is understandable because that's how most people operate. That's why we have to learn to accept each other for who the person is without trying to change them. And you can accept somebody. Just because you accept them doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have them as an active part of your life. If it doesn't benefit you or if it doesn't serve a good purpose in your life. Okay. Um, Aries are considered bright. The benefit is you think quickly. The drawback is you outsmart yourself. Characteristic, competitive. Benefit, win your battles. Drawback, play dirty. Characteristic, dramatic. Benefit, gets attention. Drawback, cause fusses about nothing. So people feel like you complain about nothing. Confident, I forgot that one. Confident, benefit, willing to take chances. Drawback, don't prepare. Okay. Characteristic, energetic. Benefit, had high stamina. I'm sure that comes in handy in a lot of ways in your life. The drawback is that you get burnt out. So you have to be careful of that. Characteristic, enterprising. Benefit, bold ideas. Drawback, take big risk. So if you're gambling or putting your money into the stock market, it might not be such a good idea. But hey, if it works out for you, great. But if it doesn't, that's when the problem comes in. There's nothing wrong with taking a risk, though. I'm all for taking risk. Some people like to, stay more grounded and, make other decisions. But I'm all for a good risk. You can benefit from it. You never know unless you put yourself out there, right? Characteristic, enthusiastic. Benefit, spread hope. Drawback, go too far over the top. Characteristic, fearless. Benefit, face adversity. Drawback, accident prone. Are you clumsy? Does it seem like you're hurting yourself often, or you can't explain why you got that scratch or cut or bruise out of nowhere? I understand because Aquarians are accident prone too. Characteristic, forceful. Benefit, able to dominate. Drawback, create enemies. Uh-oh. Characteristic, idealistic. Benefit, believe in justice. Drawback, fight losing battles. Okay, another characteristic is impatience. Benefits, get a lot done. Drawback, short-tempered with others. So if you have to get some things done, or if you're focused on something, and you feel like somebody's in your way, you get impatient with them and short. That's not good. Characteristic, impulsive. Benefit, exciting. Drawback, leads to trouble. It seems that people like to think about just the joy of what they're going to have in a moment and not the consequences. I do my best to think about the consequences, so I can understand, that other people operate differently, and this makes sense to me. Another characteristic is optimistic. Benefit, see the rainbow. Drawback, caught up in silly infatuations. Characteristic, passionate. Benefit, lust for life. Drawback, overbearing. Characteristic, progressive. Benefit, open minded. Drawback, permanently restless. Wow. Characteristic, selfish. Benefit, you do what you want. Drawback, that's pretty unreasonable. Characteristic, straightforward. Benefit, speak your mind. Drawback, offensive. Okay. Characteristic, volatile. Benefit, lots of energy. Drawbacks, explosive personality. Characteristic, vulnerable. Benefit, childlike charm. Drawbacks, lose your shirt. So that there's that temper thing again. Okay. So now I'm just going to read a little bit about understanding Aries. So I hope that this helps anyone who would like to understand Aries better, whether it be yourself, your spouse, or your children, or someone in your family, a friend, doesn't matter who. This will help you understand them better. And I know that some people don't understand the science of astrology. It's not the same as looking at your horoscope in a newspaper. That is strictly for entertainment, whereas astrology is actually a science, and it's actually an accurate science that is based on how the planets were aligned when you were born. And so that's what it's based on. And, you know, it's not like a pseudoscience like some people think. It's accurate. And it is based on the alignment of the planets when you were born, at the time, place you were born. Okay? So, if you've heard that you're an Aries or someone else and you would like more understanding, here we are. Understanding Aries. You Aries are the zodiac's rule breakers, and you rarely do anything in a traditional or ordinary way. Well, this is exciting already. If you aligned each zodiac sign with a certain type of car, then you Aries will be a turbocharged racer. Signs such as Capricorn might resemble something solid and reliable like a Mercedes, Gemini's a zip-along model like a sports car, and Taurus a four-wheel drive truck. But you are the zodiac's interpretation of the racing car because you like to put your pedal to the metal. Race ahead and stay out in the front. All right now. Moreover, you usually only know one speed to travel through life, and that speed is fast. This desire to zoom down the fast track can leave you with some physical scars and tends to make you accident prone. Okay, so there's that accident prone coming back up again. Although the benefits you derive from your gung-ho approach and attitude provide you with the capacity to live every day to its fullest, this fast lane existence often comes with a high price. There will be days when you find yourself feeling like a road wreck rusting on at the side of life's roadway rather than a turbocharged racer. However, usually the times when you feel like this are short-lived because you do have a courageous fighting spirit, and generally you quickly bounce back from emotional upheaval, ill health, or other difficult circumstances. So that's great. Most times the saying I love trouble, even if subconsciously, relates to you. So y'all like to get in trouble. Reckless behavior may also come naturally to you. And of course, everything doesn't apply to everyone, but you know, if you want to sneak a cookie, that's reckless. Even if it's something on a small scale, it's still considered reckless. Okay. You love to take risks, break records, stir things up, and sometimes delight in leaving others gasping at the things you say, do, or believe in. Aries is also a quick thinking sign. Your mental wheels as well as your physical wheels spin rapidly. Whether sharing statements, giving opinions, or making plans, you usually are unafraid to speak your mind, even if you know your viewpoint may not be a popular one. Many times, however, you speak in haste and then have to learn to live with the consequences. Your impetus nature spills over into other areas too. I have noticed that when you truly want something or someone, you can audaciously you can be audaciously impulsive. Small wonder that patience is not a word that generally exists in your Aries vocabulary when you are waiting for something to happen, even instant gratification can take too long for you. One of the reasons you are so gung ho at times and live life in the fast lane stems from the fact that you're the first sign of the zodiac. You have the initial spark of cosmic expression within. This provides you with an abundance of enthusiasm, energy, and curiosity. Because the life spark energy flow in you is so potent, yours is also often an overly dramatic, wild at heart, and fiery zodiac sign. Being the first of the zodiac signs, being the first sign of the zodiac, I don't know how I read that wrong. Uh, Being the first sign of the zodiac makes you the fearless pioneer and sometimes the vulnerable wild child. Many inventive and pioneering minds have been born Aries, including wonderful astrologer Linda Goodman, whose astrological insights reached millions around the world through her writings. Because you are one of the more fixed up, fired up signs of the zodiac, you Aries are trailblazers. You love to lead and feel best when you're free and independent. Restriction weighs heavily on you. That's one of the reasons some Aries tend to overeat. When you are on track, you can set other people afire with your passionate way of living. When you are in the flow of dedication and enthusiasm are unmatched, especially when you use your talents and expressions without caution or reservation. However, the exact reverse applies when you get down at heart or lose your good health, confidence, vision, drive, or purpose. You can become incredibly negative in your thinking and focus only on problems. When you get into the downhearted state and you are somewhat like a balloon with the air going out of it, you sink into yourself. Nobody can truly sing the blues like an out of sorts, down in the dumps, heartbroken Aries, as Aries blues singer Billie Holiday proved. When you're down and out, it takes something or someone special to come into your life and lift you up and dust you off again. If you are sometimes a blue mood type of Aries, remember that you always need something to look forward to in the future. Future dreams keep you eager and enthusiastic. Lack of recognition by others, boredom, disillusionment, or disappointment quickly take away your lust for life. And Aries artist Van Gogh is a great example of this. However, bad times usually do not deflate you for too long. You are a natural fighter and survivor, and often you need to be a survivor too, because of the predicaments you find yourself in. In all kinds of ways, those born under Aries remind me of the movie The Terminator, where no matter what happened to Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, he was seemingly indestructible. So many Aries I know have been through hell and high water, but somehow or other, they have an innate, I'll be back physical or psychological resilience that helps them survive and bounce out of many a testing situation, including severe problems with health. Aries are not only endowed with psychological and emotional strength, you have abundant physical power too. Your tremendous energy and vigor impress your friends and sometimes exhaust them. As you already know from your own life story, all that extra energy can lead you into living the motto act first, pay the price later. You run your life wanting the excitement of the moment. And as you do this, you sometimes zoom headfirst into excess and complications of every kind, even when you don't mean to get into any mischief at all. Astrologically, it is easy to see why you are so headstrong and such a warrior as well. After all, your ruling planet Mars is the ancient god of war, aggression, and conflict, and this strong influence places you in plenty of extreme predicaments. But the unusual and challenging situations that spring up without warning when you find yourself in hot water through your own actions provide many opportunities for you to learn about yourself if you're willing to face them. You love to push the envelope of life, but one of the most difficult things for a ram to accept is that no matter how fast you run or no matter how many hijinks you get up to, you can't run away from yourself. And you are quite a warrior as well as a warrior. You're great at beating yourself up internally too. Nobody feels worse than an Aries who thinks they've said or done something or done the wrong thing. You also have a capacity to concern yourself over situations or scenarios that may not ever happen again. You have many soft emotional spots too, which complicate your moods, actions, and deeds. Just about all the Aries I know are animal lovers. In fact, if you ask Aries children what they would love to be when they grow up, most of them will say an animal doctor or a zookeeper, a wildlife photographer, an animal activist, or something involving animals. Of course, again, not everything applies to everybody. Um, but I do know one of my really good friends is an Aries, and I promise you, if there is an animal to be found, it comes within her vicinity. She has stumbled across some of the weirdest, I shouldn't say weird, but like, she's the animal lady. Like, she's the Aries lady. She's the Aries they're talking about here. So, may not apply to Aries, but I know that this applies to at least one of my friends. In childhood and in grown up years, you are the type of person who walks past the pet store and falls instantly in love. Yes, this is her. Or rather, infatuation. The cutest doggy or kitten in the window. On impulse, you will race in and buy your little pet, assuming that you are rescuing it from some kind of horrible fate, and then wonder what you are going to do with the cute pooch now that you have it. Yeah. I remember some stories, boy. Um, yeah. Yeah, there's that desire to rescue animals and take care of them, which is basically, a nurturing energy. So, you know, animals are, drawn to them because they come in contact with them. Like if you're drawn to something, you come in contact with it. Someone else may never come in contact with, certain things that you come in contact with. Like I know my cousin always comes in contact with butterflies, so that's his, thing. Whereas some people, it may be one type of animal or insect, and with other people, it could be something completely different. So you never know how your gift is going to come to you. Your ability to assume a responsibility like buying the puppy or kitten can be expanded onto even larger life transforming levels. You are liable to marry in haste, but properties without thinking about how to pay for them. Oh, buy properties without thinking about how to pay for them and switch jobs on a whim as well. With hindsight, it is natural that you often have cause to regret your strong headed actions. However, even when you really create a problem for yourself or others, or go through sad situations, you within you a sense of wrongdoing, the experiences are often the ones that are the stepping stones toward enlightenment for you. So even though you Aries often feel badly about some of the things that have occurred in your life or that you have brought to pass, these experiences can actually be blessings in disguise. They force you to take a closer look at who you are and what you want, and they help you to fine tune your range of choices in life. Sure, like most of us, there are things you do truly go out of your Sure, like most of us, there are times you do truly go out of your way big time and mess things up. Nevertheless, by the same token, it's typical for you to regret that your mess ups, whether they take the form of aggression or impulsiveness, and even your selfishness, can create as much good as they did bad, and are part of the same package that make you passionate, idealistic, and progressive. You don't need to criticize yourself so often about what you have or have said or done. I feel Aries are often trying to prove something to the world or to themselves. When you learn to laugh at yourself and realize that life is one drama and lesson from after another for you, I think I should read that again. When you learn to laugh at yourself, you realize that life is one drama and lesson after another for you. Then your dilemmas will turn magically into rewarding and revealing information about you and your purpose in life. As the first sign of the zodiac, you are what you are, a most beloved child of the universe. This makes you a natural trailblazer and encourages you to ignore the rules and learn to go along the journey of life. No matter that you favor forging ahead now and dealing with the consequences later, the rebellious type of behavior is both your strength and weakness, but it is intrinsically your gift. In fact, you Aries are known as the zodiac's rule breakers because you hardly ever do anything in a traditional or ordinary way. You make your own rules as you go along, and this is a price, but at least you are always your own person. With a bold, aggressive, and fearless planet Mars as your ruler, you were born to be an adventurer. That's why you have an incredible stamina and a strong drive to accomplish things that most people won't ever consider taking on. You have childlike zeal and enthusiasm. You sometimes enjoy being over the top about your experiences, and you have a knack for making the mundane dramatic. That's why so many Aries make it as actors and entertainers. And then they give you a list of those, um, which is basically some of the same ones that they talked about in the beginning. That list I showed you. Drama and enthusiasm add up to make you entertaining and animated, but they also can land you in hot water. Nearly all Aries can throw a big enough tantrum to send everyone running for cover, but these storms blow over quickly, and your in your face type of honesty is usually refreshing, even if it's not totally appropriate. One of the things that I personally love about most Aries is that even though you explode like volcanoes sometimes, you can settle down. You can usually laugh about it. Plus, you generally don't hold a grudge either, which is a lovely side of your character. Okay? Almost done. Another great thing about you, Aries, is that you don't say one thing and mean another. Or at least if you do, you can't keep up your mask or facade for long. Your pistol mind shoots honesty out like bullets of fire at times. You're usually an honest Jane or John type. If people ask you for your opinion, they get it, sometimes in a way that they don't enjoy. If you put on a pretend or happy face trying to please others, most people can see right away that you're trying to keep the peace. In general, what you see with an Aries is exactly what you get. Your actions are invariably well above board and upfront, even if sometimes misguided. You call it you call them like you see them, and while you don't always paint a pretty picture, you're rarely accused of dodging an issue. You love to talk to and occasionally get accused of spilling a secret. And Aries can let the cat out of the bag in some of the most surprising and impulsive ways. And your sense of drama often encourages you to get your revenge or make your point in the most untimely fashions or the most unusual manner. It was an Aries bride, another friend of mine, who at the beginning of her wedding reception stood to propose a toast. With champagne in hand, she said, "Here's to my husband and my maid of honor, who I just learned had a private celebration of their own before this ceremony." She then delightfully, to the shock of the entire bridal party, poured the champagne on her groom's head, left the ballroom, and filed for divorce the next day. Seems like a sensational way to make your point, but that's what Aries are all about. That was a little dramatic, but hey, if you're going to do something, you're going to do it in an explosive, sensational fashion. No little notes tucked under pillows by Aries, more like a billboard complete with flashing lights. So, yeah, that's definitely a statement. My friend recovered from her 5 minute marriage, and instead of dwelling on it for long, like a true Aries, she bounced back and moved on. She poured her heart and soul into her acting career. Within 4 years, she had starred in two made for television movies and was auditioning for her first big role in a motion picture. Isn't that beautiful? She didn't have time to think about the past because she was too busy in the moment and planning for the future. And that's what we should all do. If something doesn't work out, you should move on quickly and, focus on something else. Um, the ability to refocus your energy is a true gift, true and valuable gift, Aries, and it can help you to triumph under any circumstances. If something doesn't go right for you, you have the capacity to switch your world, heart, or plans around and do something else with someone else if necessary. When you are busy and racing the clock, that's when you're really in your Aries element. A bored Aries is a dangerous personality and can be quite pitiful to behold. Also, when your life is not filled to the brim with things to do or think about, your thoughts quickly turn to problems or upsets. When you're kept active, busy, and productive, you're adventurous, bright, and optimistic. When things are quiet, you are tired, edgy, miserable, and lackluster. You love to be your own person and are quickly bored with routine and repetition. You love variety too, and your friends and in your fun. You're drawn to people who march to the beat of their unorthodox drummers, and bohemian traits appeal to you. Aries Leonardo da Vinci marched to his own beat, and Aries musicians like Mariah Carey, Aretha Franklin, Shaka Khan, Ravi Shankar, and Aries authors and poets like Erica Jong and Maya Angelou are blazing their own trails. Aries thrive on flamboyance, wither with mediocrity, and bloom with new and exciting experiences. One of the greatest Aries assets is your ability to see life as a magnificent experience instead of as a test or a challenge. You seem to know intuitively that in the long run there is no finish line, and because of this, you don't stop when others would think enough is enough. This inner knowing that life is a journey with no distinct finishing line gives you the courage to do things that other people only dream about. Beautiful. So that is general information about the Aries. Okay. Um, I can go a little bit further, but I'm gonna stop here because I think that that's enough for one video. And let you absorb that. Rewind, fast forward if you need to. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Give me that thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you'll always know when I post a video. Thank you for watching and thank you for your time. I hope this was helpful. If you have questions, of course, you can ask. And if you would like for me to talk a little bit more, or maybe when I do the next one, maybe I can just jot down some notes so I can be more brief if it was too long. Just kind of let me know what you're thinking, how you feel, because I'd appreciate it. But like it, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Thank you. See y'all next time. Bye.